Did you bring up the dog?
Yes, enough,
with Trump?
Stuart.
With Trump. Did you
this
bring
interview
up the dog
is
with Trump?
ridiculous what you were doing right now.
I don't
so
think
you
so.
need to stop. It is.
Governor, if you asked me a month ago who's at the top of the list to run with Donald Trump, I would have said your name. If you asked me that same question this morning, I don't even think you're on the list.
Proud puppy murderer and Republican South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, the woman who sabotaged her own chance to become Trump's vice president, continued to get put down and humiliated this morning in back-to-back interviews on Fox and Newsmax.
I don't even think you're on the list.
Yikes! Her antics and animal abuse have removed her from Trump's list of vice presidential candidates. Lucky for her, she's now at the top of the list for Michael Vick's potential dog walkers. In case you don't know the heart of the controversy here, Kristi recently released a book with the now seemingly prescient title, No Going Back, where she includes an anecdote about putting down her daughter's 14-month-old dog for being untrainable and, in her words, dangerous.
You include a story about shooting your dog, despite your team telling you not to put that in the book. I have to say the decision didn't go down well.
Well, I don't think you have the facts straight. This was a vicious, dangerous dog that was a working dog. And I had to make a choice between the safety of my children and an animal that was killing livestock and attacking people.
And that obviously caused a ton of backlash against her, causing her to go on this recent media blitz where she tries to save face. But as we'll see, for her, there's really no going back from this.
I'm proud of him about how tough he is and how well he is doing.
Did you bring up
yes,
the dog?
enough,
with Trump?
Stuart.
With Trump. Did you
this
bring
interview
up the dog
is
with Trump?
ridiculous.
Fair question. Did the dog story come up last time you talked to Trump? He likes dogs, right?
Do you like dogs? Dogs. What?
Yeah, dogs.
Dogs. Do you like dogs? Oh, dogs.
Lied like a dog.
Choked like a dog.
And that's why he died like a dog. He died like a coward, whimpering, screaming, and crying.
He quit like a dog.
Just got thrown out of the Navy like a dog.
Yes,
Dog.
enough,
With Trump.
Stuart.
With Trump. Did you
this
bring up the
interview
dog
is
with Trump?
ridiculous what you were doing right now.
I don't
so
think
you
so.
need to stop. It is.
Okay.
It is.
We'll
Let's
stop.
talk about some real topics that Americans care about.
I'm afraid we're out of time.
Oh, well, of course we are.
We do thank you for being with us.
right.
I know I pressed hard, but that's what people are talking about.
No.
Yeah, she can't even deflect and talk about Trump's unfair trial because Stewart is digging hard for that dog soundbite. And when he can't get it, he says, yeah, you know what? We're out of time. But Stewart wasn't the only one coming at her with these hard-hitting questions that she just could not answer. Even Jesse Waters had his shot last night.
Now, what happens if you are debating Kamala Harris and she says, well, wait a second, you shot your dog and you wrote a book about it, bragging about it. How can you be vice president?
You know, that story was a choice as a mom. The safety of my children versus a dangerous dog that was killing livestock and attacking people. That story is in the book because I want people to know that I'm honest and that when I have difficult jobs, that I take responsibility myself.
All right, so you're standing by the dog story.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's the facts.
Okay,
It's the facts, and I understand that they're attacking me for it, Jesse.
Yeah, they are.
God, the cavalierness of that last line.
Yeah, they are.
Almost makes me like Jesse Waters. So clearly, Kristi enjoys killing puppies and her political career, but apparently also horses.
Now to turn a page and not to make things uncomfortable, but Lucy, Dunny, and Tibbs, your three horses that you had to put down. I mean, my heart bleeds I know how tough it is for any animal owner, and I did see this on Twitter, so boy, it's tough to lose an animal, isn't it? You lost 3.
We lost 3, but these weren't just 3 horses. These were our family members.
Now, maybe I'm reading too far into this, but her kids might want to be on their best behavior if she's also willing to kill family members. But that clip and the mass horse graves she appeared to share on her Twitter there also led to this article from the conservative satire site The Babylon Bee titled, Kristi Noem attends Kentucky Derby to see if any horses need to be put down. And look, as a progressive, it hurts me to enjoy this, but as a comedian, you gotta respect good satire. Like this. Hey guys, I'm ready to shoot some animals if anyone needs me to. Anyone? Anyone have a horse they need me to take care of? Noem shouted excitedly as she strolled along the lower concourse with her 12-gauge locked and loaded. I mean it. I'm here to do hard things. If anybody has a horse they don't want, just say the word. I can take care of that for you. Permanently. I'm dishing out heaping portions of lead salad here, folks. Tell me when. And at publishing time, Noem had been escorted off the property by security personnel, but was last seen setting up a perch on a nearby building and assembling a sniper rifle. Credit where credit is due. I mean, that is just superb satire. But as we've seen, for someone trying to save face for puppy murder and touting that her inclusion of the story separates her from other politicians because she's brave enough to tell the truth, she still managed to get even further humiliated for lying in that same book about having a meeting with Kim Jong Un.
Really?
So my question for
why
you,
is that?
yes, really, and it's because of things that have come out in this book, like your claims that you met Kim Jong Un, and then over the last week,
I've been to the DMZ.
Right, and I've been to a Trump casino, which clearly means I've had personal conversations with the guy.
Been to the area. What I've said
Did you stare
is
down Kim Jong
what
Un?
I've said
Let me, Governor, 1 second. I will give you an opportunity to respond. I just want to get this out there. So here's the quote from the book. You say that I remember when I met North Korean dictator Kim Jong Un. I'm sure he underestimated me, having no clue about my experience staring down little tyrants.
Her experience staring down little tyrants, clearly a reference to her meetings with Donald Trump.
I talked to President Trump a lot.
Governor, that never happened, did
What
it?
I have said in the book is that when I became aware of the content, that we had it changed. And that's the way that it is. So I should not have put that anecdote in the book. I'm not going to talk about my meetings.
But an anecdote indicates that it happened, right?
I'm not going to talk about my conversations with world leaders. I've been involved in policy for 30 years. For 30 years, I've been traveling the world, talking to world leaders. And that is a conversation that I'm not going to have in this book. So I've answered that in interviews already. I've been very forthright, and I think that a typical politician wouldn't be that honest. As soon as it became to my attention, I asked for the content to be changed, and it has been.
Governor, I'm not asking you about the details of this alleged meeting. I'm asking if the meeting actually happened.
I mean, wow, you know hell is freezing over when Newsmax is shutting down a Republican for flat out lying and digging for the truth. What has happened to right-wing journalism?
I don't think it did. And I think
you're-
if it did, you'd be able to confirm for me that yes, it did. And here's when it happened. It happened, say, at such and such a date or a month, or you don't have to be specific.
I'm not going to talk about
Then
my conversations
you're
with
going to
world
continue
leaders.
to have to answer this question then.
Man, I haven't seen someone crash and burn that bad since Lightning McQueen. I can't say I'm too sorry for her, even though she's gone from front runner to the butt of every joke.
Not a lot of people I know of have gone out and executed their own dog.
Who was her editor? Michael Vick?
How utterly heartless do you have to be to shoot a 14-month-old dog in the face?
You can't just kill a dog because you're annoyed with it. I mean, if I killed every animal that annoyed me, I would be like the Genghis Khan of Kristi Noem.
She grossly miscalculated and took her political chances to the gravel pit.
Thanks for watching, folks. Be sure to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed seeing Kristi Noem crash and burn on even the most conservative networks. Subscribe if you're new here and hit that bell notification to get alerted when we drop new videos. We really appreciate all of you being here and watching these videos, and unfortunately, YouTube tends to demonetize our content when we cover controversial topics like these. So if you'd like to support what we're doing here and help us bring on new hosts and create more great content, please consider checking out our Patreon down in the comments. And while you're there, let me know your thoughts on this whole debacle of a situation. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.